Okay, imagine this, a garden in Cornwall, famous for its lush greenery, now baking under a relentless sun. No hosepipes allowed, rivers drying up, and plants either fighting to survive or thriving like it's their moment to shine. This isn't just a local story, it's a window into a much bigger, scarier, but also kind of hopeful global issue. Let's unpack what's really going on here. So, the headline is about gardens surviving extreme heat, but what's fascinating to me is how this mirrors the exact challenges we're facing worldwide: climate adaptation. These gardeners aren't just watering plants, they're experimenting, failing, learning, and reshaping entire ecosystems. Take Cornwall, for example. They've got a reservoir, which sounds like a cheat code, right? But even then, shallow-rooted plants like astrantia and hydrangeas are struggling. Why does this matter? Because it's a microcosm of what's happening everywhere. Plants adapted to wetter climates are failing, while drought-resistant species like agapanthus and euphorbias are thriving. It's nature's brutal reality check: adapt or die. But here's the twist: this isn't just about survival. The Eden Project's underground drainage system collecting every drop of rainwater. That's not just clever, it's a metaphor for human ingenuity. Peter Jones mentions that some apples will be smaller but sweeter. Wait, smaller and sweeter. That's almost poetic, isn't it? The drought is concentrating the sugars, creating a more intense flavor. But is this a win? Or is it just the plant's last-ditch effort to reproduce before stress kills it? This duality, beauty and loss coexisting, is what makes this so compelling. Now, let's talk about mulch. Glendigan Gardens head gardener, Adam Carveth, uses it to trap moisture. Simple, right? But think deeper, this is about working with nature instead of against it. Mulch isn't a high-tech solution, but it's effective. It's a reminder that sometimes the old-school methods are underrated in our rush to innovate. And yet, even these gardens are testing new plant species. They're literally reshaping biodiversity. What does that mean long-term? Could Cornish gardens become a testing ground for the entire planet? I'd argue yes. What many people don't realize is that these gardens are living labs. When James Davis says they're noting which plants fail, he's talking about data collection that could influence horticulture for decades. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about resilience. The rhododendrons, iconic to Cornish gardens, are struggling under drought stress. But if they disappear, what replaces them? Is this the end of an era, or the start of something new? A garden that looks radically different in 20 years, how many visitors would even recognize it? Here's the bigger picture: climate change isn't a future threat here. It's now. And these gardeners are on the front lines, forced to adapt faster than ever. But there's a lesson beyond Cornwall. If we can rethink what a perfect garden looks like, valuing survival over symmetry, drought-resistant species over thirsty favorites, maybe we can apply this thinking to cities, farms, even our own backyards. This raises a question I can't stop thinking about. Are we witnessing the birth of a new kind of ecology, one shaped by necessity rather than tradition? Personally, I find this both unsettling and inspiring. The fact that some plants are thriving while others suffer isn't just about biology, it's a reflection of our own world's inequalities in the face of climate change. Some communities, like those Cornish gardens, have resources to adapt. Others don't. But the takeaway? There's no single solution. It's about observation, experimentation, and accepting that change is the only constant. So next time you see a drooping hydrangea or a vibrant geranium, remember, this is what adaptation looks like. What would your garden, or your life, look like if you embraced that mindset?